afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Session 6, Chartering the Future of Exploration, a Saudi Arabia-led vision to attract and empower junior explorers. My name is Bernadette Suka, founder of St. Gabriel, a corporate finance firm, and it's my pleasure to be your moderator for this session. The session will consist of two parts, two panels, and should time permit, some Q&A session. Our esteemed members on the first panel represent key government organisations that lead, govern and support the Kingdom's mining sector. Our second panel will comprise of exploration companies that have already been set up in the Kingdom to take part in the vast untapped exploration opportunities. Now we will kick off with the first panel. We have with us Ahmed Al-Akil, General Manager of Mining Investment for the Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources, Ra'ad Shami, Geologist with the Saudi Geological Survey, or SGS, Amin Al-Ghamdi, Vice President, Compliance with ESNAD. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Under Vision 2030, the minerals sector was given a front and centre position. Great emphasis has been placed on the importance of developing Saudi's minerals sector, including becoming the third pillar of the economy. To lay the foundations, a new ministry for mining was established in 2019, and reforms were undertaken. How do the reforms align with the broader goals of Vision 2030? Ahmed, if you can lead.
Well, thank you, Bernadette, and welcome to the Future Minerals Forum, a global forum which is part of the Vision 2030. And if I can start from the history, back in 1931, when King Abdulaziz, the founder of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, was looking to establish the mining sector in the kingdom, he brought two geologists. One was sent to the east part of the kingdom, the other was sent to the west part of the kingdom, and mainly to look for minerals. At that time, we found several deposits of gold. After that, we started to cooperate and partnership with our friends in United States, French, as well as in UK, to find the right way to exploit the minerals. Right after that, we kept the mining for the future generations. And we looked for continuing strength our economy in the oil and gas. However, today, Saudi Arabia is no longer an oil land. It's also a land full of potential of minerals. Back in 2017, we started our strategy, and the strategy was built to support the mining sector to be the third pillar of the national industries of the kingdom, which is a backbone part of Vision 2030 to diversify the economy and also to support the non-oil revenue to the kingdom. There was lots of challenges during building the strategy. Exploration was the main challenge, and also having the right skill force to kick off the exploration and start exploiting the mineral resources. The mining strategy was the first strategy, national strategy, to be approved by the center of government. We understand that mining will support the industrialization of the kingdom and also to find another source of revenue right after oil and gas and petrochemicals. At that time, the kingdom mineral resources was around $1.3 trillion worth of resources. Majority was phosphate and gold. We started the strategy aiming to increase the mineral wealth of the kingdom increase the exploration spending, finding the right partner and right brains to reach out to the entire value chain of the minerals supporting downstreaming. Today, after lots of initiatives, infrastructure is one of the main initiatives that the kingdom started, especially in the north border of the kingdom. Phosphate is now around 75% of our resources. Then we also started increasing the exploration through the Saudi Geological Survey, and I'm sure Rad will talk more about it, but we spent around 2 billion Saudi riyal in SGS initiatives to support the data acquisition and make those data digital, available for investors. And then we looked at the regulation. We've came up with the mining code, which we believe is one of the competitive mining codes globally. We've been all over the world looking for best practices, lesson learned from everywhere. And today the mining code, as was announced by the Mining Journal, World Risk Report, the Saudi Mining Code is one of the most competitive and lower risk of investors. So today we have $2.5 trillion of minerals, and also the exploration spending in the kingdom has been increased triple, from 80 Saudi riyal in 2018 all the way to around 230 Saudi riyal per square kilometers. And that's only the beginning. Now we're working on how to increase also the resources and finding the right partners to go all the way to the final product supporting the industrialization of the kingdom.
Thank you for a great background and explanation there, Ahmed. Gentlemen, did you have anything further to add?
If I may, and thank you, Ahmed, and thank you for the hosting us, and thank you for the people actually attending today. I was one of the honored people to participate and coordinate FMF in 22. At that time, I remember we had almost 3,000 visitors or delegates from around the world. In the same time, it was merely 30 countries and maybe 15 or 16 officials through their governments around the world. Today we are talking about 7x this time. 7x the numbers at 22. And it's only talking 3 years' time. This is exactly a very proof or a good evidence that Saudi is going toward the mining industry at a rapid way. The good news that was actually stated or shared by our minister yesterday, that we are building or starting mine lab studios for innovation. And this will help us becoming the Falcon stand of the mining innovations. So that's a great evidence that we are moving toward a mining country rather than oil and gas country as stated by Ahmed. That's more to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Amin. I think we'll move on now to our next questions. I'm going to ask each one of you 2 questions. Just being mindful of time, if you can keep them brief and to the point. So, Ahmed, there is great emphasis on attracting foreign investment and expertise to support the growth of the kingdom's minerals sector. What are the key changes introduced by the ministry in terms of policy and regulations to attract foreign investment?
Well, that's a very important question. And before I mention the answer, would like to give some numbers. In 2017, there was only 30 exploration companies operating in Saudi. Today, there are around 150 33 exploration companies operating in Saudi with an increase of around 75%. That increase, it was because of trust of the ecosystem of Saudi and also trust of the resources and the potential of the Arabian Shield. It also reflects on the spending. So the government spending on exploration, it's only 25% of the total exploration spending in Saudi. We've spent around 500 million SAR, which is $500 million SAR last year, around 70% of that from private sector, which shows case that the foreign and FDI investment within the exploration is increasing rapidly because of the policy changing, taxation regime, fiscal regime, and licensing regime as well. The main changes was introducing the mining code with the three main pillars: incentives, and also attraction of foreign investment by allowing them 100% foreign ownership of license, and also sustainability, which is a very important factor of the kingdom. We were working with our partners globally, like World Bank, IFC, and our local friends like Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Investment, to come up with the mining code to support the foreign investment and also to support sustainability of exploration and mining sector in Saudi.
Thank you, Ahmed. No doubt a great deal of funding is required for exploration, development, and mining. What incentives have been brought to stakeholders in order to accelerate, to investors in order to accelerate their entry into the kingdom?
Well, capital is a global issue, not only in Saudi, and mining, as you know, requires large capital. And if you go to the financial institution today, you mention mining, they would say either it's cryptocurrencies, bitcoins, or they would say, I don't know what's mining, or they would say, I won't be waiting for 10 years to get return of investments. That's why the government of Saudi Arabia takes the initiative of adding incentives, grants incentives, up to $2 million per license for exploration companies. That's grants, and that's only the start. We're looking also to add exploration funds and also to accelerate the IPOs of exploration companies within Saudi to support the exploration activity and also to inject the data through the National Geological Database for future discoveries.
Clearly, the incentives are beyond competitive with your global with other global players. Thank you, Ahmed. Moving on to questions for you, Raed.
Okay.
Although more recently there has been greater emphasis on the mining sector, by no means is it a new sector for the kingdom. Back in November, I had the privilege of attending the 25th anniversary of SGS in Jeddah, and it was an amazing event for me for understanding the enormity of SGS and what it has to offer. If without doubt, the SGS is pivotal in driving exploration. What advancements in geological data and technology has SGS introduced to support the market?
Thank you, Bernaz. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. The advancement in geological data and technique in SGS is to support the investors and researchers. SGS employed a cutting-edge geophysical techniques like airborne magnetic and gravity. These surveys provide essential contribution to the sector to understand and helping to identify the potential mineral deposits. Also, SGS conducted a extensive geochemical survey analyzing soil and rock sampling to know the elevated concentration of these samples, and this data will pinpoint the mineralization, and you can prioritize your exploration effort. Also, the use of satellite images and other remote sensing techniques. It helped to rapid a mapping of large areas and identifying geological structure and potential mineral deposits. We're also working on high quality geological mapping and maintain comprehensive geological database and provide essential information in exploration and mining activities. Lastly, SGS collaborated with international research company and to access and utilize cutting-edge exploration efforts. Thank you.
Thank you. From a transparency perspective, how has SGS improved the availability and transparency of data?
Yeah, SGS developed a national geological information database which provide access to a wide range geological data, including reports, geophysical data, geological mapping, and also geochemical data survey. This database is a valuable resource for potential investors and explorers. Also, SGS implemented a clear data release policies, ensuring that relevant geological data is made available to the public timely and transparent manner. Also, SGS established an online platform where investor can access and download geological data and make it easier for exploration studies.
Thank you, Ryan. Amin, in April 2020, the Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources established SNAD. Since its launch, SNAD has devoted all its efforts to enhancing the investment environment and promoting the mining sector by developing services and integrated digital solutions that support investors, facilitate their businesses and projects, ensure financial and regulatory compliance. Can you please expand on how SNAD support investors?
Okay, this is a great question actually, and this is maybe summarize SNAD job. We are actually facilitating the journey of the investors by several things. I can't detail a lot, but I will make it brief. First of all, we are making or establishing the new Ta'deen platform, which is I would call it the mining platform, which looks actually much easier and more connected now to the SGS, even to the NGD. That will help the investors big time. This is number one. Number two, we are making a lot of efforts to facilitate the licensing journey. So instead of having, let's say, a 1 year to have a license, we are actually targeting very stretched target, like 3 months or less, by having the license for the investors. Sometimes it could take more, depend for the government approvals, because we are not the only approvals or the ministry approval. There are a lot of government entities like environment and so on and so forth. Fourth or third and most important thing, the inspection or making sure that the people compliant is I would say the most important part here, because if we make them compliant with our obligation, that will make their journey easier. That will help them actually to get the exploration license from one stage through other stage through mining license very quickly. So this is in a nutshell. let alone all the communication we are doing to make awareness and make them knowledgeable more about the best practice in mining and exploration. That's in a nutshell.
Thank you. And with relation to community impact, how are the mining reforms ensuring a positive social and economic impact for local communities?
Environment, health, safety, and social is the most critical part in SNAD. So be as leading with the support from the team, the sustainability part. We put the safety, environment, community all hand in hand. So we go to the site, we try to make awareness session for the license holders, how to be a good neighbors, how to get the neighbors satisfied, because they will help you or break you if they are not satisfied. This is one. The other part, for any resettlement, if we need a resettlement, and the good news, we have done a resettlement, one resettlement success with zero compliance or zero concern and zero grievance. So that's the key. And the third one, we are trying to help the investors to contribute more to the local content, because the local content, be it procurement, be it hiring or training of the local, is a critical part and most, I would say, fundamental pillar in our community focus.
Thank you. Thank you for that answer. It explains a lot. This is the final question because we're running out of time. Sure. As three government entities critical in servicing the kingdom's mining sector, its growth and development, cross-organisation collaboration would be key. How do the Ministry, SGS and SNAD collaborate to create a cohesive environment for investors and stakeholders?
I will leave the floor to the rest, but I mentioned something already. I said that we start collaborating our Ta'deen platform with SGS platform, and of course with the help and support and guidance from the ministry. That's the fundamental. So this is one. The second one, and again I will not talk more about it, is even the procedures. We try to make the procedures, tweak it and improve it to help all the three parties work together and ensure there is consistency in the work we are doing. And maybe Ahmed and Raad can do more.
Nothing to say. For me, I just want to add about the exploration opportunity. And as we know, the Arabian Shield is a vast expanse of ancient work and offer promising exploration opportunity. So Saudi Arabia has a significant gold reserve and ongoing exploration effort, and as well copper, and as well zinc, and I will not forget the industrial mineral as well. So this is just an adding to what you say, and I agree with you. I totally agree with you. If we collaborate together, we will facilitate to the investors and researchers to start their exploration and to facilitate their license to start their investment in Saudi Arabia.
Well, I can't agree more with my colleagues. However, the mining sector globally was built on partnership. And here in Saudi Arabia, we believe that the mining sector is a long-term partnership. And we choose our partners very carefully. And before we go to the market, as government, we have a very clear governance between all type of governments. That's why SNAD was created to support and facilitate the journey of investors, as mentioned by Mr. Amin. That's why also SGS was focused more on data acquisition, supplying investors with needed data, and the ministry is focused mainly on regulation and supporting on building the policy of the mining sector. And to conclude that question, the theme of FMF this year is Year of Impact. And as I really believe the right governance of the ministry, the SNAD, Saudi Geological Survey, and other partners in the mining sector will see the impact in the near future. Last year, we only had around 10,000 square kilometers of exploration. This year will be having 50,000 square of exploration available for investors. This is an impact.
That's through tender?
That's for yes, tendering process. And that's an impact, and that won't be completed without the right governance between the government entity. And we're always saying Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources is an investor-centric ministry. We can't be alone. We have to take the right feedback from investors to build the policy and regulation in the right way and to make it friendly to investors.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for this discussion and for providing such valuable information for our audience, and for all your work and the opportunity your groups are providing investors globally. That ends this session, and I'll now call on our second panel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.